Okay, I'm pretty sure we're live. Hello, this is Verde Arbusto in my Shangri-La studio. This is me here. We're at work, and thank you for joining me on the Schumann Resonance Harmonics channel on Facebook and at YouTube. I feel like Judy the Time Life operator with the headset. And this was only $20, by the way. Well, 21 and change from Best Buy. It would have been like 26 after the tax, but there was a coupon that was attached to it, and it asked me as I was checking out, "Oh, do you want to use a coupon for $5?" I'm like, "Oh, what? F-bomb? Yeah." So, where I'm at with this is a video that's actually a two-part or few part, as most of them are, about the sonogram, spectrogram, sorry, this spectroscope, spectrogram, all of that, of the Schumann resonance, and why it's important is because that's the thing that everyone refers to as the Schumann, as if it's the only bus in town, and it's like I don't think the importance can be underscored. The point can be too finely made that understanding that gosh darn spectrogram, and even as a tongue twister for me, is of the utmost importance in understanding what you're looking at on the spectrogram. Are you really seeing a time shift on that gosh darn thing? I'm baffled at how you are getting that from A to B, that there's a time shift on the spectrogram. It recognizes only a narrow band of activity, which is of the electromagnetic variety. All right. So that's a general disclaimer. As you see on the screen, this is where we're going with that. I'm, 228 into this. All right. So what we're reading, this is from the Hubble site, what I'm reading, HubbleSite.org. This is from the spectrogram of the Hubble. And that's they're looking at the optical spectrum of light, proper light. That is not what the range of the Schumann resonances are. It's really important to remember that we're talking about radio waves among everything. And the last video, the little 5-minute fun test that I did, is showing you the spectrogram of the audio range of that song. Okay. And so that's why we thought it was important to throw that out so you could see, all right, this is the range of what that spectrogram is gathering. Now, if there's something in the room with me on that microphone, it's picking that up. So in a couple cases, that spectrogram, and I don't put this in the comments there, but in that spectrogram picked me in the ambient thing doing, having noise, and the microphone also picks up next door because the walls are so thin. And so it's an excellent, gauge of the ambient noise of the room. Okay, but there's noise that's happening further away outside of its audio range, the limited range of the microphone. And that's sort of what we're talking about here with the Schumann antennas, is the range of the ball antenna that's upright for the electric, for the amplitude, and the range of the magnetic coils that are on the ground. Okay, so with that understanding, 426 into it, I'm going to read the text here. Okay. So it says, Spectroscopy, reading the rainbow. View all articles. An image tells us hello. An image tells us what something looks like. A spectrum tells us what it is. What is a spectrum? A spectrum is a rainbow. This rainbow is created when a beam of white light is broken into its component colors, such as a such as with a prism. The colors formed are ordered according to their wavelength. When scientists look at this rainbow, they examine how intense the light is in each color. Is blue brighter than yellow? Or is this specific red brighter than this other red? And so they have a little video, how space telescopes break down light, question mark.
How do space telescopes break down light? Remember the primary colors? Every other color is some combination of the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. Light also has primary colors, and they work in a similar way. TVs make use of light's colors to create the pictures we see. Each pixel of the TV screen contains some amount of red, green, and blue light. The amount of each light determines the overall color of the pixel. So each color on the TV comes from a combination of the primary colors of light: red, green, and blue. Space telescope images of celestial objects are also a combination of the colors of light. Every pixel that is collected can be broken down into its base colors. To learn even more, astronomers break the red, green, and blue light down into even smaller sections called wavelengths. This breakdown is called a spectrum. Images show us the big picture, while spectra reveal finer details. Astronomers use spectra to learn things like which molecules are in the planet's atmosphere and distant galaxies.
Okay, reading further on. When material interacts with light, properties of that material are stamped on the light. This stamp is like a specific fingerprint for each element and molecule. By examining the intensity of light in each color, scientists can work backward to infer the properties of the material that touched the light along the way. What is spectroscopy? There we go. Spectroscopy is the study of the spectra produced when the material interacts with or emits light. It is key to revealing details that cannot be uncovered through a picture. A spectrograph, sometimes called a spectroscope or a spectrometer, breaks the light from a single material into its component colors the way a prism splits white light into a rainbow. It records this spectrum, which allows scientists to analyze the light and discover properties of the material interacting with it. Spectroscopy is as critical as imaging to understanding the universe. Excuse me. Hubble and spectroscopy. Hubble is famous. All right, so they give you an illustration here of the different components that it's broken it into. You can kind of start seeing this, the fun colors in the pictures. Hubble is famous for the images captured by its camera, but it often also relies on its spectrographs. Spectrographs collect data that tell scientists how much light comes out of each wavelength. This data reveal important details about the makeup of atmospheres on exoplanets, the compositions of stars and nebulas, the motion of galaxies, and more. Hold on. Time. Ultraviolet spectroscopy is one of Hubble's most unique contributions to the astronomical community, and this capability will not be replaced or superseded by any mission in the near future. Ultraviolet spectroscopy tells us certain things about the universe, while visible and infrared spectroscopy, oh, good golly. By combining Hubble's ultraviolet spectroscopy with the infrared spectroscopic abilities of the James Webb Space Telescope, the two telescopes will achieve scientific results together that never could achieve alone. All right, this is the end of the video. It's going to be a part